Now, I have to say, so Kim Belair recently did like a talk at XOXO 2024.
I watched like half of it.
You watched about? Yeah, I know you guys covered the whole thing. I'm not going to cover the video
just half
here.
Of it. Just half of it we watched.
Yeah, this is the thing. We don't need to go over it. Most people have seen it now, but like there was just like a few things that stood out to me. One was that when the beginning, when she's describing, like she's trying to humanize herself, basically. She's like, "Yeah, I do taxidermy and I do this and this and that." Nobody claps. Then
the one time that I remember her clapping was when she admits the truth, when she says the truth.
Well, it's
the
when
one time.
She creates a caricature of herself as the DEI boogeyman of the gaming industry.
Yeah, exactly. She says that, everyone claps, and then that's...
Everyone clap.
I'm Kim Belair. In my circles, I'm largely considered, I think, a relatively nice person. These are my dogs, Sage and Flaky. These are my cats, Tag and the Gray Boy. I really enjoy Lego. I collect skulls and taxidermy, and I also really like playing a lot of video games, including Elden Ring. By day, I am the crazed CEO of Sweeet Baby Inc., the DEI-obsessed censorship mafia who is currently ruining and wokeifying all of the video games that you've ever played. Thank you. Thank you. It's hard work.
So clearly what she's done here is she has gathered a room of sycophantic, ideological fellow travelers to engage in a victimhood circle jerk. That's what this is. You know what I mean? And it's like...
Maybe.
That's what this is. Like, she gathered a room, because the whole presentation was about, like, how I became the center of a harassment campaign. Very Anita Sarkeesian in nature, right?
Yeah, classic.
So she surrounds herself with this people who basically agree with her so that they can applaud her and validate her, because that's what victims do. They need constant validation.
Yeah.
But it's like, of course they don't applaud the human things about you. They only applaud the ideological things about you. Which tells me that none of these people are your friends. They are allies and nothing more. The moment that you disagree with these kinds of people, they will discard you into the gutter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also...
She opened her fucking thing with, like, my friends say I'm a good person, and here's a picture of my dogs. And I think I had Jasper, like, a couple times just to play it again, and he was like, okay. Are you, like, a man on Tinder?
Yeah, she's given, like, it does sound like a Tinder profile, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I am your sloppy seconds.
My friends say I'm a good person, and I have dogs, so...
It also baffled me that she also knows that she's surrounded by fellow travelers and allies, not friends, allies. They're not the same thing. And because she, like, just casually called Elon Musk a buffoon during the thing. It's like, bitch, this dude just led a team of engineers to design a tower that could catch a fucking falling booster out of the sky, like Mr. Miyagi catching a fly with fucking chopsticks. If that guy is a buffoon, what the fuck are you? Like, what are you doing? You know, other than just navel gazing. It's sharing, like, it was so pathetic. And then this game, who she's credited as the story architect for, drops. And I'm just like, bitch, why did you, instead of doing this victim circle jerk, why didn't you take that time and effort and money and use it to bolster and advertise your game? You're like, why do these people have absolutely no PR acumen? They have no business acumen. They don't seem to have a fucking clue about anything related to business or professionalism or PR or anything. It's insane to me. It is absolutely baffling to me how stupid these people are.
Yeah, what blows my mind is how the fuck they get hired. Like, she explained, like, oh yeah, and like, we just like set up like an email and was like, yeah, if you guys want help with this thing, just like email us. Like, it's really that easy.
Yeah,
set up a fucking consultation company? Well, I'm about to start my own.
You want to know why she got hired? And why her company got hired? It's because of nepotism. Again, it's because she surrounded herself with ideological fellow travelers. And they engage in ideological nepotism. You have to remember that Sweeet Baby was formed right during the height of like the St. Floyd death and all that kind of stuff, and Me Too. They basically just rode the coattails of that bullshit into a very nefarious business practice, is what they did. And right now that's going out of vogue, how
do we replicate this the other way? I'm wondering.
Well, my whole thing is that, like, I just said before that I work, like, tangentially to the aviation security business, and I work globally. I work, like, the client base for my team is global.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now that if anyone in my industry even thought about behaving the way that Kim Belair behaves, or anyone at Sweeet Baby, or any of these consultancy agencies behave, they would be just blacklisted out of the industry on just lacking in professionalism alone. Because here's the thing, like, are you familiar with like how bids and contracts are acquired and how they're negotiated at all?
No.
Okay, so what I do is what I just described, bids and contracts. Okay. What happens is a company, a first party, in this case, like a AAA gaming company, if they behave like my industry behaves, they send out what's called a request for proposal, or an RFP. And the RFP is just a blanket, this is the scope of work that we need to contract out. This is our budget. This is our timeline. And we require this, and this. This number of successful jobs similar in scope. We want references. We want project briefs. We want specifications of your equipment. We want what you can do to service the equipment, and all that kind of stuff. It's basically, that's what it is. And then all the companies who qualify to meet that request write proposals, and then they send them in. And then the team that sent out the RFP evaluates the proposals, picks a winner, and then hires that winner to do the work. That's how contracts are done in a professional, unbiased, fair environment. And I have to say that looking from my industry into, as an outsider in the AAA gaming space looking in, it doesn't look like that kind of system is in place at all in the AAA gaming space. What it looks like to me is there's some HR witch who happens to be friend with some other cunt from one of these consulting companies, and they just hire them because they're friends. That actually seems to be the way that these third-party contracting companies like Sweeet Baby or Weird Ghosts or Gamers with a Y or Hit Detection or any one of these dozens of bullshit consultancy agencies get hired. It seems to be purely out of nepotism, and just doesn't seem to be any like proofing for like quality or like, this is the thing. Most companies that are legit, they have what are called project briefs on their websites. And what are project briefs? Project briefs are basically descriptions. They say like, hey, this is a project that we worked on. Here's a point of contact for that, for the other side of the contract. And here's like a description of what we did. We were hired here to do this, this, and this. We got to work over here, and we built this, and then we delivered it at this time, and then we did all this. We made sure it all works correctly, and then we switched that over to a service contract to take care of the thing until its lifespan is over. It's a description of the work. And yet, I have yet to see a single instance where any of these consultancy companies have described a single project that they've worked on like that. They all just say like, oh, we did narrative consultation for this company. It's like, bitch, what did you do? Because they're always complaining to us about like, you don't know, you're just a bunch of retards and incels who don't know how the industry works and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well then fucking tell us, you cunt. Give us an example.
Yeah.
You said
what did you do?
Yeah, you said you did like, this consultation for God of War or whatever. Or no, let's use a better example for the what's her name in Alan Wake, where the main character was race swapped in the middle of development, right? But Kim Belair is always going out there saying, yeah, we didn't do that. It's like, then tell us what the fuck you did do. Give us a brief. Give us a series of projects that you worked on where you tell us exactly what you did. Say, hey, we were contracted out to do this, and then we two of our people, this person and this person, came in, looked in. This is where they were on the project. These are the characters and the stories that they needed help on. They were having trouble here. So we used this set of knowledge and we sent these people over to do this, and this, and beef up the narrative in that area. And then the game released and everybody was happy. Like, give us some fucking examples of what you've actually done. Like, every legitimate business does this. Every legitimate but these consultation companies don't seem to be legitimate. They all seem to be grifting. All their work is derived entirely off of ideological allyship and nepotism. It's like, it's the most disgustingly unprofessional relationship I've ever seen. And as somebody who works in like an actual legitimate business sector, I am appalled. I am absolutely appalled at the conduct and the behavior and the lacking of professionalism that all these companies engage in. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting about that, but it baffles me how this industry continues to operate the way that it does and get away with it.